Hello.
Joe.
Yes.
Joe Sernio. Sorry, it's the Rob and Slim
What's up?
Show. How you doing, Joe?
How are you?
Good, good. You're an award-winning actor, born and raised in Jersey City, correct?
That is correct.
Cool, cool. And how did you get into acting?
From a friend of mine, actually, who I just left. But we were kids at the time. But my friend Kevin Donato, he was doing a couple of TV shows. He was doing a couple of films, and I kind of admired that. And I guess we kind of hit the ground running. I kind of took some info from him. He helped me out. Met a couple people after that, and fell in love with it.
I was gonna ask if you knew Kevin because I saw you were in Bad Frank, and we interviewed Kevin probably about a year ago.
I actually he just walked away from me. We were sitting in a cafe in Asbury Park, him and I.
Oh, you're in Jersey right now. That's amazing.
Yep, I'm in Jersey now. I'll be back on the West Coast in 2 weeks.
Cool. And where do you prefer to be?
West Coast.
Wow.
I mean, listen, Jersey all the way, Asbury Park all the way, but when it starts snowing, you guys know where to find me.
What's something that you'll always miss about Jersey?
Something what? I'm sorry.
That you'll always miss or come back to Jersey for?
Yeah, always miss it. I'll always come back. I mean, this is where my family, my friends are. I have since the television and the film stuff the last few years, I've a few businesses that I bought into and I've opened and things like that. So this is definitely the place I call home.
Well, I saw too before acting, you owned a restaurant and worked in computers, right?
Yeah, I went to school for some internet, and then I went to school for some tech support on computers, stuff like that. Kind of fell into the restaurant thing. My dad had passed away, and my uncle had opened a place in Jersey City. And I kind of jumped on board with him, which is where I met most of the Soprano guys who kind of took me under their wing.
Nice.
And from there and what I was studying, it was quite an adventure.
What I assume acting, but I was going to ask, what is your favorite thing that you've done?
Acting's definitely the number one. Producing, Kevin and I actually produced the Bad Frank. We produced together, and then Dirty Dead Conman we produced together, and we're in the planning stages right now of a new film that we're filming in the next few months called Brewsto. So it's going to be our third project together. But acting, producing, and the entrepreneurship is probably at the top of my list as well.
Cool. And what was your specialty in the restaurant business?
Just like a maitre d' type guy. I never really did anything too crazy. Waited a little bit just so I can learn the ropes. Manage the bar, just so I can learn the ropes, and then just manage the place for a little while. It was right. It was a very interesting time because it was right when, I don't know if you guys are familiar with downtown Jersey City, but it was right when downtown Jersey City was being constructed, basically. So there was only like two little hotels there. There weren't many restaurants. And then it started taking off once we got rid of the restaurant.
Oh man, should have held on.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I saw too. One of your first gigs was a show called Love Monkey with Jason Priestley.
One of my first ones was. I forget. I think it was right after. Either As the World Turns or right after All My Children. But yeah, Love Monkey. I wound up doing. I wound up doing about 5 episodes on there, and then I think they finished out on CBS, and then VH1 picked it up, and it was a whole story. But yeah, Jason Priestley, Tom Cavanaugh, very very cool show.
What was it like working with those guys? Joe?
Yep, I'm here.
What was it like working with those guys?
Oh, it was cool. We had a couple cool scenes together. That was back when TRL on MTV was really popular.
Okay.
So we had a couple cool shots in MTV studios, and we had a couple cool shots on like a couple basketball courts and stuff stuff like that. The whole premise of the story was really, really interesting. I just think it was, I guess it was just a bad time, bad time for the show. But I enjoyed it. I got to meet a lot of cool people. Mellencamp, Teddy Geiger, obviously Priestley, Kavanaugh. It was a really, really cool show. That was right when I hit the ground running when I was younger, and that was I had a whole boat full of steam going on me. So I was jumping to one show and then auditioning for another or going to another one and whatnot. So it was probably definitely one of my favorite times.
I was going to ask, what was one of your favorite roles? Would that be it?
I mean, I like the indie film stuff was probably my favorite stuff, but All My Children I was between all the episodes and whatnot, I did almost 4.5 years in Pine Valley, and it was one hell of an experience. But once I got into the independent film, that was kind of a little bit more challenging for me, which I kind of like.
Mm. And I wanted to ask too, what is Cabin on the Lake that is in production right now?
Cabin on the Lake it's a horror flick that we're working with. It's a friend of mine who's also in the industry, Anthony Bradford. He's a good friend of mine, very good actor. He produces as well. And I actually have a lake house up in Pennsylvania, and we were up there one weekend, and we were just hanging out, talking a little bit. We're like, oh, come up with a good idea, blah, blah, blah. I started talking about it. We're like, you know what, let's just do it. I was in L.A. 2 weeks ago. We got some final pieces of the puzzle done, and hopefully going to start pre-production in like another month or so.
Nice. What is your favorite genre to be in?
I love horror.
Horror.
I love horror. Love action adventure. I always wanted to do a timepiece, which I got to do a few years ago, called Morning on Charlotte Street. And I would absolutely love to do a Western at some point.
Oh, nice. What is one of your favorite Westerns?
My favorite Westerns?
Yes.
I'd say Pale Rider or Clint Eastwood.
I've never seen that. What was the one?
Good.
Yeah.
Really, really good flick. Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Check that out.
There's a couple. There's actually one that I just saw. It was like a Western horror that I absolutely fell in love with. I forget. Bone Tomahawk, something like that.
That sounds cool.
Sounds cool. Sounds
Bone
great.
Tomahawk.
I'm trying to think. Oh, Tombstone. Tombstone's probably my favorite. I've not been into many, but Tombstone is just a great one.
What? I'm sorry. You were breaking up there a little bit.
Sorry, Joe. Tombstone.
No, that's all right.
He's a Tombstone Rob really liked.
Yeah.
I like
that. Yeah. Actually, I went this summer. I left Asbury Park and I took a 2-week road trip all the way to San Francisco, and we actually stopped in Tombstone. And we left the morning that Val Kilmer and I forget who else showed up for their annual party that they did over there.
Oh, wow.
Very, very cool.
Wow.
Very, very cool little town. And I think there's 1 or 2 actual buildings from that time period that are still there. It's really, really cool.
That's awesome. What are you going to say?
Yeah. I was going to say, my favorite Western is, ever seen that HBO series, Deadwood?
I haven't.
Deadwood with Dayton Cali.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and Ian McShane was in it, too.
I heard it's good.
Yes.
Great.
Dayton Cali is one of my favorite actors, and I got to meet him once. His son actually helped produce a film, Morning on Charlotte Street, like I mentioned before, was a while ago. But I got to work with his son, and I met him once. But I think he's phenomenal. He did that. I think it was Deadwood, and then he did Sons of Anarchy as well.
Cool. Yeah. That's what I was going to ask, Joe, too. What would be your dream actor or actress to work opposite of?
To work opposite of? I'm a huge Sean Penn fan. Huge. Tom Hanks, I'd probably say.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sean Penn, Fast Time Sean Penn or The Game Sean Penn?
I'd say Mystic River, Sean Penn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, I like The Game.
The Game was a cool movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
That was a
Very
great movie.
cool. Such a good movie. And
Very cool.
Yeah. I wanted to ask too, in production of a film or TV series, what's the craziest thing you've seen that's gone down?
Craziest thing I've seen that's gone down. Kevin and I actually, when I'm going back maybe 10, 15 years ago, we were filming a little film that him and I kind of wrote together and whatnot. We were young, we were new at this, and there was a scene that someone was going to stab someone and didn't do it, blah blah blah, and he wound up actually stabbing himself through the hand. It was pretty interesting, pretty crazy. There's a couple other things.
Wow.
That's insane.
Kev actually got a concussion on Bad Frank. I don't know if he told you that.
Who did?
Kevin?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he told me that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Kevin's one of the probably the strongest actors that I've ever met, that I've ever worked with, and he's phenomenal. But have you guys seen Bad Frank? You guys seen Bad Frank?
I never got to see it. I know Tom Sizemore, Brian O'Hanahan's in it. Like,
Brian, Brian's phenomenal too.
I think when we talked to Kevin, it hadn't been out yet, so I never got around to see it. We talked.
Yeah, check it out if you can.
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
I got to.
Yeah.
And what advice, Joe, would you give to somebody just starting out in acting?
Ooh, I get that question. Well, I think everyone gets that question all the time. But I'm doing a little. We're planning a little one-man type show, and I have a friend over in Rhode Island that's actually helping write it. And it goes a lot into the business, and it goes into a lot of what I've experienced, and a lot of how you just have to kind of concentrate on the business end of it. I've learned a lot in the last, let's say, 20 years. And the one thing that I've probably learned the most is that things started happening more when I considered, or I looked at this more like a hobby than actually trying to go full force with it.
Oh,
and
wow.
you learn to kind of respect it a little bit more, and that's when things start happening. But never give up in it. It's something that you love it, you want to do it, you see yourself doing it. If you feel it, if you can eat it, sleep it, whatever. So keep following that dream. People may sit here and say, you know what, Joe, you've done this, and this. I still haven't made it. Kev, there's so much that goes into it. You just gotta keep the drive. As long as that you have that drive, you'll be in good shape. But look at it as a hobby. Look at it where you're not struggling. You don't have to live out of your car and things like that, because so I feel like those days are over. It was a lot different back in the day than it is now.
Oh yeah, you totally used to hear about the stories, like people just living out of their cars. Yeah,
it's a whole different world. It's people couldn't get a bartending gig or this or that or whatever. It's a whole different world now.
Yeah.
The industry is different too. I used to be able to put a headshot in an envelope and drop it off at a casting director's office. Now it's like submit online. So.
Oh, I was gonna ask too. How important are headshots? Like I remember back in the day, I had an audition. Yes. Yeah, I always thought that's just bullshit. You don't need the headshot.
No, I think you do. That's just as important as, let's say, like a monologue or something like that. There's agents out there that are going to say, "Oh, you don't need a monologue," and then there's agents out there that say, "Oh, well, you need a monologue." "Oh, you need a reel instead." Or it's like I said, it's the industry is crazy with the internet. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do they still want professional?
I used to put my info in a manila envelope, put it in a yellow envelope, go in and drop it on a casting director's desk. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, forget it. They'll never look at you again if you do that. It's like, submit online and.
Well, I was gonna. I know you had brought up before that back then, like you would need to hire a guy to take your headshot. Do they still look for professional headshots, or could you just take a selfie and submit that?
No, you definitely need that. You definitely need that professional headshot.
Yeah.
Now it's some people may want color, some people like black and white, whatever it is. But yeah, you definitely need to spend a couple bucks on a decent headshot.
How much would that normally run somebody?
Oh, geez, I don't know. Now, I mean, I think what I would spend on a headshot now is probably different than what somebody beginning would spend. I think you learn, like through the years too. I think you learn to respect how important it is.
Wow.
Yeah, you do. You totally do. But I don't know, $300 all the way to 2,000, 3,000, whatever it is. And it also depends. It also depends where you are. I mean, East Coast, you're on the West Coast.
Yeah. I'm curious to how many years can you drag out a headshot? Can you be like, I got this 10 years ago, but they won't know.
I lost a lot of hair in those days.
There's actually a couple old profiles that I have with an old headshot on there, and I still get like emails here and there, but then they're gonna see me in person and they're gonna be like, "Damn, you got old."
God damn.
I went to. I mean, I've probably been off of television and film for a little while now, and every single right around this time, maybe like November, December, January, February, I start going into the city and I start taking like classes or seminars and this and that just to keep fresh, do some readings, and I bump into a lot of old casting directors, and they just, some of them just look at me and like, where the hell have you been? And it's crazy. But a couple of them like, oh wow, you look a lot older now.
Wow. Fuck you too.
I got a little bit of gray coming in. I'm not a baby anymore.
I was gonna say, is there any time of year that's better for picking up gigs?
Nah, I mean everybody keeps talking about pilot season and this and that, and they're going to LA and it is. Listen, at the end of the day, get a good agent, decent agent, have them start submitting. Just like I said, the whole area, the whole industry is just completely different. I believe a lot now is definitely who you know, but I think a lot now is who represents you and where they can, who they know to where they can get your info out.
Nice.
I'm curious if does it, because like with YouTube and stuff like that, would like a YouTuber have a better chance at getting an acting gig, or do you think they don't even really look at that?
No, I mean, listen, I was in LA a couple of weeks ago, and some dude walked in, had no idea who it was, and the crowd, or I guess the crowd in the, I was at this hotel, and this crowd just kind of walked up, and they were following up, and the second he went into this little room, everybody started going crazy. And I'm like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? And they're like, oh, some YouTube guy. And I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
So to get famous, I guess we just we gotta get on YouTube.
That's a shame. That's kind of a shame, though, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like that.
Oh yeah, you would just see that as like sacrilege.
Yeah, I don't know.
Listen, if I was 21 again, 22 again, I would totally jump off of a fucking 5-story building to put it on YouTube and gain some views. But there's no way I'm doing that now.
I did it before YouTube. That was the problem. I should have waited.
Yours is on a VHS tape that doesn't work anymore.
That's in my bedroom. It doesn't work.
We did too. We did as kids. Kevin and I went pretty crazy too. In fact, there's a movie called Blue Collar Boys, and Kevin and I did that. It was long time ago. But if you watch the film, you get online. I think it's on demand and all that other stuff. But if you watch the film, most of the scenes, or most of the fight scenes, I should say, are actual fight scenes that Kevin and I got into when we were kids.
That's amazing.
That is so good. So good.
Oh yeah. So I there's a bar scene. I can watch that and be like, oh my God, I totally remember when Kev knocked that dude out. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty cool.
It just made me think. My friend Chris used to just carry around a VHS recorder, like what are those little? I don't even know what they adapted to, but he used to have a camcorder everywhere we went. Everywhere.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we did that too. When back in we used to rent houses over in Belmar,
nice,
New Jersey, and we carried around a little camcorder at times. Not that we would show anyone what's on them today, but it was pretty funny.
Well, that was the difference. Yeah, nowadays everything is just right to the internet.
Yeah.
Where like back then, it could be kept. It could be kept in the bag in your closet.
Yep. And you were probably like more adventurous with your filming back then, where Like now it's just like, oh yeah, I just filmed this in my bedroom and it's just me talking to my phone.
Yeah. Definitely more adventurous, a lot more guerrilla shooting back then.
Yeah. I went to those, we got this shot at the abandoned house 3 blocks down. Stuck in that fucking place.
Yup.
The good old days.
Well, that's how I saw, I don't know if it was an interview or if it was just a story on the guys from, like, Dawson's Creek, like, about how that was before the internet, so they didn't have to worry about as much as about what, went on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, it was probably a lot of those shows. I'm sure. I have friends that, I don't know, did some stupid things on productions or whatever the case is, and if there was no internet, no one would have posted it or sold it to TMZ or all these other places. Like it's just we need it, but it does suck at times.
Yeah, yes, it is a difference.
TMZ is really just a bunch of photogs.
They are photogs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry. We've been making a joke for the past 2 shows that we discovered recently that they call photographers photogs, and it's just. The silliest word. Like
Really?
What is so we just been throwing it into everything. Yeah, I ate some photogs the other day, or what a photog.
At least the paparazzi ones.
Yeah.
Photogs.
Funny.
Joe, thank you so much for talking to us, dude. You're awesome.
Oh, anytime, man. Anytime. You guys want to? This is my cell, so feel free to call me any random nights. I'm sure there's something crazy going on.
Yeah,
probably be good for the show.
Absolutely. Where can everybody find you?
On the internet, best is probably Facebook and Instagram at Joe Sernio.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You too, guys.
Later, Joe.